Hello, everyone. Get my lighting fixed here. Hello, everyone. Hi. Hope you guys are having a splendid day. We are here. We are live. Um, my plan was to go live earlier, but I'm always finding myself counseling people, you guys. So yeah, I had to push that back, and I still try to make some time to come on to go live to go over a few topics that came across my desk. Hey, and say, hey, Rell. Hey. Yes, I was just saying I was gonna go live earlier to do my pop in. I found myself counseling a very good friend of mine on some things, talking. They kind of needed me at that moment, and I try to be there for people who I call friends when they're going through things. I told you guys before in a live that I'm always the go-to person when people are going through things. They want to talk and get things out or get some type of advice. I'm the go-to person, and I don't know. I think I like that. I always say that I could have been a counselor in my other life, but when friends call you and they need you for certain situations, you want to make sure that you're there. So I kind of decided to do my live later in an effort to be there for a friend to make sure they were okay. So I am here as promised, okay, because I like to keep my word, to my Caramelians. All right. So thank y'all for being here, all 160 of you guys. And I know we're going to have more. Please go ahead and hit that like button if you did not get to do that on your way in. I see a lot of you guys on my porch, but you did not ring my doorbell. Let's go ahead and get started so we can knock these topics out, honey, because I want to lay it down. It's been a day, honey. Y'all know I never go late. I never get on live this late, but you know, anything for my Caramelians, because y'all know I do love you guys. All right. Yes. Everything said in the video is a legend, in my opinion, and is used for entertainment purposes only and for fair use. All right. Yes. That's what friends do. That's right. I told you I'm very loyal. I'm Leo. I'm loyal to the core. If my friends call me and they need me for something, they need to talk, everything stops and we handle that thing. I give them the best advice that I can give them because, hey, that's what friends are for. In the famous words of Dionne Warwick, honey, that's what friends are for. Okay, that's what friends are for. All right, don't get me started, y'all. Oh, let me bring myself back down. Had me want to sing in here a little bit. All right, we have some great topics, okay? It says we love you back, Rell. Oh, I appreciate it. I try to be, you know, easy to deal with. Some days I'm in bitch mode, but it's all for the good, child. We not gonna always act right over here, but hey. Anywho, let's go ahead and get into it. All right. The first topic I want to go over that kind of came across my desk is a topic I saw Carlos King, where he tried to shade Melody. I did not like it, and we're going to talk about his chipmunk ass because y'all know I spare no one when it comes to dragging their asses, especially when it comes to male. Y'all know we stay on them, okay? We keep our feet on their necks because that's what they deserve, right? Let me get a sip on that. A little bit of OJ, post them out for the homies. All right. Yeah. Yes, but Carlos King or Queen, aka the Chipmunk One, decided to speak out, and he seems to think that Martell Holt helped Melody become a star. Yeah, they say get your sip. It's just orange juice, y'all. I promise. I ain't drinking tonight. But yeah, Carlos King seems to think that Martell Holt helped Melody become a star. She was a star before she met him. Okay. Why can't he make himself a star? Okay. Why has he not evolved since the divorce? And it's been 3 years. We've talked about this so many times. I am now blue in the face. And the fact that Carlos King continues to co-sign this BS, it further lets me know that his ass is crazy too. Carlos, if you watching my channel, your ass is crazy too. And I got to say it over here. Y'all know we don't spare no feelings over here on the Caramel Rell Show. Never, ever. And did I say ever? Okay, damn it. No, we do not. We shred everybody's asses over here. Yes, we do. And it's all out of love. Well, in this case, love, hate. And I hate to use hate because it's such a strong word. But in this instance, these two are neck bone eating, butterbean boiling, bald-headed, Lord, do I want to go there? Bald-headed, disrespectful individuals. Can I say it that way? And I'm trying to be nice. That's me being nice right now, okay? Let's go ahead and read up on this article where it talks about Carlos King kind of co-signing Martell's bullshit, because he's turning around. Martell is running around telling anybody with an ear, honey. Anybody with an ear, even if they can hear or not, that he made Melody. He said, "Oh, I was the one that actually made Melody go to church. I was the one that turned her into going to church." Well, no. Melody's mother used to be a first lady. Miss Van used to be a first lady. So you know Melody's ass was in church. It had nothing to do with you, Martell. I don't know why he likes to try to take the credit for everything and for everyone's success. And you're not even successful even now after you had a whole 3 years to get it together and you still not there. So how is it that you, pray tell, are helping someone be something that you're not? How are you turning everybody into a celebrity and or star and you're not one? Why can't you abracadabra that on yourself is what I want to know. Why can you not abracadabra those qualities upon your own life? And you are still out here scratching and surviving even after 3 years. Let's read this bullshit. Because when I read it, I was just like, okay, girl. Anyway, it says that executive producer Carlos King says that there would be no Melody without Martell. Bullshit. And I'm going to say it right here. All right. Says that Carlos King says that Martell Holt was instrumental in helping Melody become a star. Says that fans of the show know the Holt's backstory. Says that they were both teachers who retired in their mid-20s to start their home renovation and real estate business. Within a few years, they were millionaires. Okay, really Melody, because she did all the work. Martell just ran around hoeing. Okay, he ain't had no business license. He ain't have no business acumen. Melody helped him get through school. She did his homework. Pretty much Melody was doing everything unbeknownst to Mother Holt, who likes to sit out here and say that Melody was so lazy and never did anything. And, oh, she worked my son to death. The only thing your son worked throughout the whole entire marriage and throughout the time that he was married to or with Melody was his hips. The only thing he worked was them hips. Okay? That's the only thing he worked. His hips and his mouth. And I don't even want to talk about what his mouth is doing because it ain't none of my damn business. But at the end of the day, you ain't helped make nobody, sir. Says that Melody has been open about both of them sacrificing their 20s to be successful. Says that she credits Martell with giving her the push to believe in herself enough to start the business with him. And also says that after discussing her dreams of being on television, that he was the force behind them landing the show. And it says that Carlos King agrees. I don't know who wrote this article, but I totally disagree with whatever. It says that Martell to me was okay with being somebody that looked at this powerhouse, meaning Melody, and says that I am going to pour all of my broad into making you a star, whatever that means. It says that, and if I'm a star because of it, then great. It says that King told Dustin Ross during their recap of part 3 of season 4 reunion special. He says to think about it. He drove her to an audition for American Idol. He says that we met because he drove from Huntsville to Atlanta to meet with me, okay, about the show, meaning Love and Marriage Huntsville. It says, and in that meeting, it says that true tea that says that Martell didn't say 2 words to Melody. It says that Melody did all the talking, of course. It says, and he says, I said, Melody, low key, I'm sold after 20 seconds. He says, but we met for 2 hours, and the entire time says that Martell looked at Melody like this, and he was smiling. It says that he loved that about her, meaning Carlos loved that about Martell and how he always stared at Melody, because that's all he did anytime Melody stood up there and did speaking engagements. He just stood back smiling at her and had nothing to say, which means he had nothing to contribute because he knew nothing about what was going on. It says that he previously revealed that he was shocked by Martell's infidelity because of how dedicated he was to Melody. This is Carlos talking. It says that King says the connection between Martell and Melody was clear from the start and that he was sold on having the Holtz as the central force on a reality television show. It says that but weeks before shooting the pilot episode that he learned that not only had Martell been unfaithful, but was continuing with his affair. Okay. It says, why am I, give me 1 second, y'all. I'm sorry. Why my screen want to be jumping around? Yeah. All right, Satan. Get out of here, Satan. As soon as I get to the good part, here it comes. 1 second, let's refresh. Okay. Ooh, child. Ooh, child. Okay. Okay, he says, I had no idea when I first met them that they had any marital problems. He says 0 problems. He says that per the interview, he says that when I say to you that Martell was so enamored with Melody, he says, I was like, oh my gosh, she got this man whipped right here. Okay. Says, but he says that he was hopeful that they could make it through the cheating scandal. So you was really hoping that they would stay together for the sake of you having a successful show, is what it sounds like. For her to be miserable, because Melody has already said that Carlos King asked her to stay with Martell after everything came out. And we already know that Melody was miserable and she was contemplating leaving because she was unhappy. But Carlos King thought that it was a great idea for her to stay and be miserable because his ratings would not have been a success. Let's continue. It says, at one point in time, he truly tried to make things right. Carlos insisted. Oh, really? Because from my understanding, he was still cheating with Ariana and never stopped cheating and impregnated her not 1, not 2, but 3 or 4 times. And a baby was produced from that affair. He says that I think what everyone is witnessing is what happens when a man continuously makes a mistake and his wife is just fed up. So we're calling slipping down on somebody's vagina a mistake continuously for 10 years now. Okay, because he cheated for over a 10-year span. All right. Yeah. We slipping on banana peelings and falling on vaginas out here now. That's what we're doing. We slipping, I'm gonna say it again. We are slipping on banana peels and falling into vaginas and making babies. Not one baby, but several. He said, I hope that a lot of husbands and boyfriends watch what he has experienced and they check themselves and say, maybe I need to do right by my wife and my situation so that I won't end up like this. He says that the Holts are now struggling to co-parent. All right. He says after nearly a 7-year affair that Melody had enough and filed for divorce. He says that their divorce was finalized in 2020 with them sharing joint legal and physical custody of their 2 children. It says that Ross and King agree that Melody never wanted to divorce Martell, but instead felt forced to do so because of his continued cheating. It says that now they are struggling to co-parent. It says that Martell is seeking full custody of their children, citing Melody having too many babysitters due to their busy schedule and not giving him the first right of care for them in their absence. Okay. It says that she says that Martell simply wants to control her. All right. So that is what Carlos King is saying in this particular passage, I will call, or bullshit. We can call it that. I like to call it, I like to be raw and say what it is. I'm going to call it bullshit because that's what it is. And I think they made an error here because Melody and Martell has 4 kids and not 2. So the math won't mathing on that. But I said all that to say this. I think Carlos gives Martell too much leeway. Certain things that you do in your life, and I ain't even going to spend a whole lot of time on this because I've drugged Martell so many times about this bullshit that it's not even funny. At the end of the day, certain things you do in your life cannot be considered a mistake. Cheating is a conscious decision, okay? You wake up in the morning, you look at your phone, you text this person and you know that it's wrong. You say, okay, let's meet up at this certain time because we're going to do such and such and such. When you know you have a spouse and or significant other, but you do not consider their feelings and you selfishly continue this act knowing that someday you're going to get caught up and then you're going to be caught out there, all right? Yeah. I mean, if that's what you want, then that's what you want. But then understand that there are consequences and repercussions when you make those decisions. You don't get to have your cake and eat it too. And put some ice cream on the side of the bitch. We just don't get to do that. It just does not work that way. There are consequences, and the consequence was you losing your family, Martell. The consequence was you being left out there and being lost and feeling abandoned like your mother did you, like your grandmother did you, and everybody else in your life. So now that you felt that you found someone, as you called Ariane, this trusted individual who gave you everything that you said you needed and or wanted, now you are feeling like you made a decision that was not such a good decision, and you feel like you have fucked your life up, which everybody on the outside looking in can see that you, sir, have made a mistake. But at the end of the day, I feel like Carlos King needs to mind his business and stay out of this affair, because at the end of the day, sir, you have nothing to do with this. There's nothing wrong with you being friends with Martell, but I feel like this: if you are a friend to someone and you cannot tell them the truth, then what is the use of being their friend? I don't want friends that lie to me and just tell me what they feel sounds good to them because they don't want to hurt my feelings. I need somebody who can be 100, 1,000 with me whenever I fuck up in life. Period. I need friends who can be 100 with me. Period. Don't just tell me anything. Don't be a yes man to me. I need to hear the truth. And that's the problem with Carlos King and Martell Holt. You cannot decipher the difference between a boss and a friend. At some point, you need to put your boss hat on and let Martell know when he fuck up and when he do things that's just uncouth and uncivilized. Because he stay out of order. He does. And it seems like Martell is uncheckable. So for him to always feel like he can take the clout, and for him to take the responsibility of making someone else something in this world that he had absolutely nothing to do with. Like I said before, he said, "Oh, I'm the one that got Melody started to go in church." Melody was going to church way before she knew Martell. She was playing piano in church. She was in the choir. If you follow her, then you know these things about her. Her mother was a first lady, so she had no choice but to be in church. I know Miss Van wasn't going to church and leaving Melody at home. She grew up in a home life that had God surrounded by it. So that's how she is able to be in the space that she's in. That's how she was able to get through what she got through in her divorce, through prayer. She knew how to pray prior to being with Martell. That is how she got through what she went through with him while she was with him. Because it's still stuff that she still has not talked about. Period. You could always look at a person and tell if they have a certain prayer life about them. On period. You could tell when a person have a prayer life about them because of the way they move, because of the way their life is. You can look at them and you can see them going through certain struggles in their life, and you see that it might bruise them, but it don't break them because they have a higher power that's watching over them. She's had that her entire life. Had she not had that, it would have broken her. She would have lost her mind behind that situation with Martell. So how dare you take, the credit from God? God made her. God gave her the ability to be who she is and what she is. Period. I am who I am because of God. I give that credit to God. Who are you to take the credit from God? You making people now? You cloning people now? It's so weird to me how people always, "Oh yeah, I did that. I made you." You didn't make me. Thank you for driving me to the American Idol audition. Like he said in this post here, "Oh, I drove Melody to the American Idol audition." Okay, how much money I owe you so you can sit your broke ass down and stop bringing this shit up? You still talking about it, which says to me that you are pressed, maybe for the gas money. Will $10 get you over your feelings, bitch? Because you probably ain't got but $2 in your damn tank. So $10 are going to take you to the halfway mark. So your ass can go somewhere and sit down and stop constantly talking about what you feel like you did for me. What I need you to do for me, you won't do. And that's shut the hell up. I can't get you to do that. Maybe this last $10 will make you go to shut up and find something else to do. Ciao. We're going to move on past it. Because guess who blood pressure ain't going to be raised? That would be me. Okay. Stop taking credit for something that you had nothing to do with. The things you need to take credit for and accountability for, you don't want to do that. You don't want to take accountability for running around and making single mothers. You don't want to take that accountability. You are running around making single Black mothers. You don't respect women. You're a narc. You're controlling. You're violent. We've seen those things. Period. Take accountability for that. You can never take accountability for making something that you did not create. You didn't create it. Thank you for driving me to an audition. Thank you for sitting in the interview with me with Carlos King when we were trying to get the show pitched and just smiling while I talked. I mean, I don't feel like a smile was ever anything that helped push us into success. I mean, the only person I know to smile that much and successful is, what's the pastor's name that we keep talking about? What's the white man that always be smiling all the time? That's the only person I know that stand up there and smile and be that successful. Is that old white pastor that I be talking about all the time. That be, yeah. We gonna move on past it though. Not today, Satan. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Martell, you ain't done shit. You ain't did shit, sir. Okay, you haven't. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that you know, nothing else is really good for you in your life. Matter of fact, everything that you touched thus far, Martell, has failed. Joel Osteen, y'all said it. That's the only person I know that can stand up there, honey, and smile and appear to be, well, he is successful because he has a mega church, okay? He's successful. That's the only person I know that can smile and be successful. Martell, not so much. You have not mastered that yet, sir. You really have not, okay? You have not. But we're going to move on because we have more to talk about. I have another topic that I wanted to discuss. I saw this online and I said, okay, now that this has kind of snowballed into something else that I feel should be discussed, I'll give it some of my time. I don't really give every topic my time like that because I just be like, I don't care that much. But for this topic, I will kind of lend some of my time to because it is talk worthy, I guess. All right. I want to read first what the actual topic is. Some of you may have heard about this before. The Carlisha Hood saga. This is the black lady who was in a restaurant where she was getting her food. She got into a verbal altercation with a gentleman in the restaurant where he threatened her and brutally attacked her in there after telling her that if she say one more thing that he's going to punch her in the face. And she began to still argue with him, and he let off several punches to the face. She left the restaurant and went and got her son and brought her minor son back, who was 14 years old at the time of this incident. And this was a recent incident. She went home and got her son, brought her son back to the restaurant where this gentleman was who assaulted her, and her son powwowed this individual, okay, unaliving him. And yeah, it gets worse. So let's go ahead and read up on it and we'll talk about it briefly so that we can move on to the next topic, okay? It says, if you remember a video of a man and a woman getting into a physical altercation, which later led to a woman's son powwowing the man, surfaced on social media. It says, well, the woman in the video who was assaulted is filing a lawsuit against the city of Chicago and 5 police officers after being reunited with her son after prosecutors dismissed all charges against the two. So the son was not charged with unaliving the individual who assaulted his mom after he powwowed her. Okay. It says, in the documents obtained by ABC7, Carlisha Hood, which is the woman's name, she's 35 years old, claims that she was falsely arrested and maliciously prosecuted while also suffering emotional distress as a result. Okay. It says that on June 18th of this year, it says, my life has changed. This is what she's saying. She says, Hood says that never in a million years would I have imagined being brutally attacked, beaten, and then arrested. Okay. Says that Hood's attorney, Brandon Brown, says that the prosecutors did the right thing by dropping the charges and that she is the victim in this case. Says it's also openly expressed that when a woman is violently attacked by a man while unarmed, then she should be arrested. It says, if your mother or sister or daughter were attacked in a restaurant while trying to order a cheeseburger, would you expect that she would also be arrested? Okay. It says that Hood and her son reportedly would not answer questions directly about the incident, but expressed that they would like their privacy and time to heal. It says that no further statements have been released other than Hood's attorney revealing that they do plan to file additional lawsuits. Okay. Honestly, in this situation, I do get it that she was attacked. I feel like this is a money grab, and somebody may not agree with me, but it is my honest opinion. I feel like she should have let this situation go, because now there are pending. They did drop the charges, but there are still pending investigations in terms of this particular story. So they really have not completely let this situation go. But I feel like now she's opening a can of worms by trying to have another lawsuit opened up against the city of Chicago, which then may make them look into charging her son as an adult, because he did pow someone. She did go and get this person, which makes it premeditated. For those of you that know the law, okay? You get into an altercation with someone, you leave that particular incident and go get a weapon and come back. That is called premeditated, especially if you unalive that person. That's premeditated because you thought about that thing, you let it swirl in your head, you were upset, and you planned to retaliate against this person and carry out this plan, which then caused the demise of someone else. So in this situation, the city of Chicago decided not to press charges against said individual, but her name being Carlisha Hood, and her son for the moment. But now that you are pressing this issue to sue the city, now it's looking like they still have this investigation to where they're looking into possibly coming back to file against her. So honestly, with them letting her know that we're not going to be filing charges against you, they released her son. Okay. She is speaking. I will go ahead and play the video so that you guys can hear what she has to say. She's doing a whole press conference and everything. Okay. Let's go ahead and play it so that you guys can hear. I think she needs to let this shit go, because honestly, you can have your son tried as an adult because he did pow someone. You did go home and tell him what happened and brought him back to the scene of the incident, and you kind of coerced him into doing what he did.
Everyone, I'm Carlisha, Carlishia. Last name is Hood, Hood.
Shout out to the neighborhood talk.
Thank you for being here. Thank you for the support for me and my family. On June 18th of this year, my life changed. My son's life changed. I've experienced pain in many ways that I would never have thought, never. What happened to me was totally unnecessary. Never in a million years would I have imagined being brutally attacked, beaten, and then arrested. I am thankful that the Cook County State's Attorney dismissed the case. I am also thankful to have my son with me and by my side, and also his charge. Hello, everyone. I'm Carlisha, being dismissed. I thank my family for supporting me and the people all over the world. The people did not play. And I just thank God everything was revealed. And just everybody who has been praying and rooting for us, I just thank God for them. That did not go unnoticed. You are all not forgotten. And we are praying for all the families affected by this horrible tragedy. I am now in the process of healing and putting my family's life back together. During this trying time, we ask if, we could please have space to rest and recover from this life-altering situation. And that you all continue to keep us in your prayers. In the near future, I will be able to respond to outpouring being dismissed.
Okay. This was the actual incident. I cannot show the video because it is violent. Okay. I did see the video where the young man did assault her. That is the young man that assaulted her. That is the woman. That is the actual location that it happened in. From my understanding, it was said that because when they showed the car where she left and came back, from my understanding, she left to go and get him. I'm hearing that he was in the car. There's this, I'm not sure about that. But from what I saw, it looked like she left the actual restaurant and came back. But I am hearing, and I'm seeing in the chat, some of you guys are saying that the son was in the car. I'm not sure where he was, but it looked like in the video that I saw that she left the actual scene, okay? This is where she actually sees her son, and hold on. Okay, this one has no sound. This is where her son was released, and she actually, because he was locked up, this is where her son was released, and she went up to go and hug him. Okay, shout out to the neighborhood talk. There is no sound for this particular video, okay? All right. They're saying that prosecutors have dropped all charges against Carlisha Hood and her 14-year-old son in the pow death of 32-year-old Jeremy Brown, citing further review of evidence in this case. It says cell phone video shows Brown punching Hood 3 times before the pow occurred, okay? All right. I will play the audio. I will not play the video, okay? If you say one more thing, I'm about to out. Oh my God, say one more thing without you out. He punches her there. If you say one more thing, I'm about to out. Oh my God, say one more thing without you out. He says to her, if you say one more thing, I'm going to knock you out. And he proceeds to then punch her, aka assaulting her, okay? So I will look further into this. According to the video that I saw, it looked like they left. But I'm seeing in the chat, some of you are saying that that did not happen. Now, as her son, I'm not saying that her son should not have taken up for her, because that's what a son is supposed to do. If you see someone assaulting your mother, absolutely, you are supposed to protect your mother at all costs. I have a son, and I mean, if someone were to try to do something to me, he's only 8 years old, but he's definitely going to try to protect me and or defend me. But I will look further into this. When I saw this particular video, I did want to talk about it, and I may do another live to come back to further talk about it more upon reading more into it. But some of you I see in the chat, you're saying that she actually did not leave. I mean, I actually saw a video to where it looked like she left and he got out of the car and they went into the restaurant and this particular situation happened. But as I said, I will look further into it. But that is what is happening. She is suing the city of Chicago for this incident. Okay. I don't know what I feel about that. Because now I feel like the fact that she's going to try to sue them, they're going to try to come after her now, is what I feel like. I feel like they're going to try to come after her because she's going to be trying to sue them. So y'all already know how that retaliation thing goes. And that's just my opinion. All right. Moving right along, there's another incident that kind of made me raise my eyebrows as well. What do you guys say? Says I agree. I mean, we're gonna always agree to disagree. Every situation we're not gonna agree on, and that's fine. Everybody has their own opinion, and I respect that. And you're welcome to put your opinions in the chat as well, as long as they are respectful. Okay, let's move on to the next incident. Now, as you guys know, the woman in Florida who pow the black neighbor through the door, they're saying will not chase MURDER charges. Okay, I'm gonna read to you why. They're saying that the state of Florida attorneys declined to pursue MURDER charges against a white woman accused of fatally pow-powing her black neighbor through a door, says he announced on Monday. Says that Susan Lorincz has been charged with manslaughter with a firearm and assault in the June 2nd pow-powing death of Jackie Owens. I think that's the way you say her name. It says that State Attorney William Glasson said that his office determined there was insufficient evidence to file a MURDER charge against Lorincz. It says that charging Lorincz with MURDER would require prosecutors to provide evidence of hatred, spite, ill will, or evil intent towards the victim at the time of the pow-pow. I don't know how I feel about that, because 4 children are without their mother. There were several incidences, from my understanding, where the neighbor was going back and forth and even calling them the N-word and didn't want them in her yard and a whole bunch of other things. They're saying that as deplorable as the defendant's actions were in this case, there is insufficient evidence to prove the specifics and required element of second-degree MURDER, Glasson said. It says that as is always true in criminal cases, failure to prove beyond a reasonable doubt even one element of a crime will result in a not guilty verdict. It says that given the fact in this case, aiming a firearm at the door and pulling the trigger is legally insufficient to prove depraved mind. Okay. It says in the Marion County Sheriff's Office the Marion County Sheriff's Department had also charged Lorincz with culpable, I can't say it, negligence and battery. It says, but Glasson's office is not pursuing those charges based on testimony from witnesses in this case. Okay. What do you guys think about that? What do you guys think about that? I do think that she should be charged. She will be charged with manslaughter. From my understanding, they are saying that she will be facing up to 30 years in prison if she is found guilty for the manslaughter crime. Okay. Let's continue to read on. It says the Glasson said that he would not be pushed to file charges based on community pressure or public sentiment. It says it simply stated, my obligation is to follow the law. Understandably, emotions run high, particularly with senseless and violent crimes. However, I cannot allow any decision to be influenced by public sentiment, angry phone calls, or further threats of violence, as I have received in this case, he said. It says to allow that to happen would also be improper and a violation of my oath as a prosecutor and as a lawyer. All right. It says that Lorincz faces up to 30 years in prison if convicted, as I just said. It says after Lorentz's June 9 bond hearing, Anthony Thomas and Owen's family's attorney formally requested that the heaviest charge be upgraded from manslaughter to second-degree MURDER. It says that he said that he was deeply disappointed that Glasson was nor pursuing MURDER charges. All right. Again, MURDER charges. We have to watch what we say on here. It says all the evidence unequivocally supports the elevation of this charge to second degree MURDER. Thomas says we firmly believe that the justice demands nothing less. The failure of the prosecutor to charge Susan with what truly reflected her wanton reckless behavior undermines our ability to even get real accountability. Nevertheless, our resolve remains unwavering, and we will continue to fight. All right. My God. Says that Pamela Diaz, Owens' mother, says that she didn't know how to explain the charges of her grandchildren. Only a living, breathing AJ would be true justice, and today's charge could not be further from that, she says. It says that many in the community quickly called for the suspect's arrest after the pow incident. Officers waited several days before arresting Lorincz as they worked to determine what role the state's stand your ground laws might play in this pow. Says that under Florida stand your ground law enacted in 2005, people can use deadly force if they feel their lives are in danger. It says Sheriff Billy Woods said that the pow was in culmination of a 2.5-year feud between the 2.5-year feud between the neighbors. All right. It says that Lorincz had been angry over Owens' children playing in a field close to her apartment. It says that the alleged pow told detectives that she called the victim's children racial slurs in the months leading up to the slaying, admitting that she used the N-word. Okay. Civil rights attorney Ben Crump, who is one of the lawyers representing Owens' family, had called on the state's attorney office to zealously prosecute the pow. Okay. And this is not a difficult, they said this is not a difficult case, Crump previously said. So Ben Crump has added himself to this case to help represent the families in this particular incident. So that is the update on that. What do you guys think? Feel free to put it in your in the chat there. I do not feel like this is a stand your ground incident, as previously said in this particular thing, which I just read to you guys. She did have some very nasty things to say and racial slurs, which kind of says some things there. Okay, it's kind of says that she may not like the opposite kind, and that I feel like some excessive force was taken in this incident. They're trying to say that she pow through the door because she felt threatened. I don't know how did you feel threatened in any type of way in order to take someone's life like that? I totally disagree with that, and I feel like the charges should be upgraded from manslaughter to first degree. You know what? Okay, we have to be real careful how we say stuff on here because we do want to be monetized, but I did want to give you guys the update on that because it did come out today. I do feel like it's total bull. I see somebody putting it in there. It is bull, but unfortunately we have to wait to see what the law says in terms of that. And she still could face 30 years if she's found convicted. She probably will pass away in there in the event that she is found guilty. So fingers crossed and prayers to the family for this, that justice is served because as I said before, 4 children are without their mother behind this incident. Okay, and the children are going to be children. They're going to play in fields. They're going to play in yards. Sometimes they might run in your yard. If the ball, maybe their ball, rolled in your yard, they're going to go get the ball. They're not thinking about, oh, she don't want us to be in her yard. Their mind is on going to get the ball. So if you're that upset at children for being children, then something is wrong with you. Okay, it doesn't matter what race they are. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, children are going to be children, and it's the wrong thing to do to have that type of mentality, especially calling people the N-word. That's just uncouth. It kind of makes you feel like it's, racially motivated, if you will. And I kind of want to steer away from that, but it's the truth. It kind of sounds like it's racially motivated there. So hopefully Ben Crump and his team can do what needs to be done in terms of helping this family get justice. That is the actual update on this situation. And as I said, you guys are free to put your comments in the chat, and I will definitely look at those. And I will also look at this Carlisha Hood case again, because according to the videos that I saw, and I don't ever want to be wrong when I report something, and I mean, hell, I'm only human. I've been wrong a few times or two, but I'm not above getting back on here and doing another video after doing further investigation on the Carlisha Hood's case. But I do feel like she may want to stand down on prosecuting them for locking her up in this situation, because it's looking like they may let this whole case go. And I mean, opening that can of worms could have your son arrested and or spending probably the rest of his life in prison for a situation. I mean, he's doing what any child would do, and that is to protect his mom. So I guess it was a reaction. He saw someone assault his mother allegedly, and he acted in self-defense, I guess he felt like. So we'll see what this is given and how it turns out. Once again, like I said, I will read up on this more, and I will do further investigation on that, and we will dig deeper into what really happened. But I did watch the video. It was very gruesome. I do not ever feel like a man should ever lift his hand to hit a woman like that. It was too much for me. I don't like seeing stuff like that because it's uncalled for. Like, it's like this generation nowadays do not have respect like they used to have back in the day. Like, and then you have grown men who whip their cell phones out and record stuff like this versus jumping in the middle and stopping it. Like, what is it about you standing back watching a man draw back and punch a woman in her face that makes you feel like you need to whip your phone out and record it? Like, what do you want to watch that later? You want to watch that level of violence later? You want to have that in your phone to rewind it and watch it again? Versus putting your phone down and grabbing this person and letting him know, hey, man, don't put your hand on a female like that. Do not ever put your hand on a female like that, only because she is speaking her mind. You cannot tell her, if you say one more thing, or if you do one more, if you do this again, then I'm going to do that. Like, that's just too much. You coming off as being a bully is what it is. And you're very unhinged. And, had he not been unalive, he should have been arrested, because it is assault. Among other things, like, who raised you? Would you hit your mother like that? If you have sisters, would you want to see another man put his hands on maybe your sister or your mother in that way? For you, that's somebody's mama. Like, that's somebody's mama. I would feel a whole way if that was my mother and a grown man did something like that to my mom. Like, for real. You, at what point is it okay for a man to draw back and put hands on a woman like that? I totally disagree. I will keep my ear to the streets on this particular case to see where it goes and how it pans out. Shout out to Ben Crump on jumping on this case. I feel like he has his hands full, because we still have not heard an update on the Shanquilla case. He is also on the Shanquilla case, and I think he has jumped on another case for another situation that has happened as well. So now he's actually on this situation. Like, I feel like he's kind of spreading himself very thin, and I get it. It's good money, but we want justice. Shanquilla, we need to hear something. It's been over a year. Shanquilla was unalived in October of last year? We still have not heard anything. We're coming up on October again. Like, damn, can we get some type of anything for this particular case? Like, Ben Crump, thank you for being on the case, but we need to see a track record of you actually solving some stuff along the way, sir. We need an update, something that we can kind of hold on to and say, okay, yes, they've been extradited back to Mexico, at least. Okay, thank you for joining this case to help them get justice. But at this point, I don't know. I mean, Al Sharpton, get your ass out the chair getting a fresh perm, and you need to get on this situation as well. Put the Just For Me perm down. Get your ass out the chair from getting curls and go and do what needs to be done. Justice needs to be served. Justice needs to be served. I mean, damn, the people who, you know, have marched and did all these other things, y'all need to come together and do what needs to be done. So that, and I see y'all laughing. I don't mean to be funny about it, but I mean, damn. Al Sharpton, you need to get on out there, sir. I'm sorry. Get your ass out the chair, honey. Get your head out the sink from getting your deep conditioner and your fresh your fresh curls, honey, your bumping curls. Get your ass up and go and get some stuff done, sir. Because it's time. It's time. We need justice. Stop the violence. All right. Stop the black on black crime. Clearly, this is black on black crime. This was a black man who assaulted a black woman. And never in the history of never do we want to see that type of shit happen. Like never. Men are supposed to be protectors. I don't know what happened in this young man's life, but it does not look like you had any type of real upbringing, because it was nothing for you to draw back and put paws on a woman as you did, sir. And you hit her like she was a man. I saw the video and it was very cringe. And yes, at the end of the day, that's all I have on that. Thank you guys so much for joining us. We are 45 minutes in. I gave you guys your pop in because I said that I would. We do have Car Chronicles tomorrow. I have some very good topics for you guys on that as well. I hope you guys enjoy the topics tonight. And again, please feel free to leave comments. I do read the comments and I do reply. Okay. Love you guys all the way down. Thank you, Moz, for coming in and doing such a great job of keeping the trolling down. We have 721 in the chat and 495 likes. Let's please get the likes up before we get out of here. Can we at least get the likes up to at least 650 or more before we get out of here? Yes. Can we do that? Can we do that? Can we do that? Who we got in here tonight? Who we got? Do we have any content creators in here tonight? I know Black Titanic, she's usually in the chat. Do we have any other content creators? Did I miss anyone? I don't want to miss anyone. I always like to shout out any content creators that come over and support. I stay supporting content creators. I always pop in. Y'all see me. I'll be in the chat. I'll be in there acting the fool per usual. And I support. I do. I get in there. I support. And that's what it's all about. Everybody banding together because we're all in this thing together. All right. I answer emails when I can get to them. I see your emails. For those of you that I did not reply to yet, I will definitely do that very, very soon. Okay. But yes, it's only one of me and over 10,000 and something of you guys. And I feel the love and I see the comments as well as the emails. And thank you so much for any super chats and cash apps that you guys also sent to me as well to support this channel. Okay. Yes. Can we get some more likes? Can we get some more likes? I guess everybody's just sitting in the bushes. I mean, you here, you did not ring my doorbell, but you are here. That's called stalking if you did not hit the like button. Do I have a room full of stalkers? Press 1 if you hit the like. Don't lie. Press 1 if you hit the like. Let me see. Let's see who hit the like. Do I need to go verify it on my other computer? I got 4 screens up here. Do I need to pull up my other screen here and see who verify who hit the like? Do we got to be that petty? Let me see who hit the like. Let me verify. Anywho, thank y'all so much. If you didn't hit it on the way in, please be nice and hit it on the way out. Okay. Thank you guys. We'll see you guys at then why not make himself a star? Right. It says, so why not make himself a star? He's talking about Martell, guys. Yes. Martell ain't no star child. He's a criminal who just happened to get a handout by following his ex-wife on being on national television. Okay. His brother, we talked about his brother. He's on America's Most Wanted list. So yes, we already know what that's giving, child. But let's get on out of here. It says FBI needs to charge her for a hate crime. I totally agree with that. But we'll see what it's giving, y'all. I will keep my ear to the streets, like I said on that, and we will report any updates on both of these cases as they come up. Okay. Thank y'all. Let's go ahead and get ready to get on out of here. Car Chronicles is tomorrow morning as planned, and I will see you guys then. Okay. Thank you so much. Please subscribe to this channel as well if you did not subscribe to the channel, so that you will be privy to any future videos that we have, which is all the time. And please hit that notification bell so that you will know when we do those videos. Okay. And goodbye.